Welcome to the American Dream Planner Quick Training. The focus of this session is using insurance to pay for long-term care costs. We are using the retire early scenario. To input the value of those long-term care costs, click Expenses, Education Care Expenses, and Long-Term Care buttons. We can work with either George or Martha. In this case, in our example, we're going to work with George. And to see the impact of that care cost, go from pie chart to line charting tool and click the bar charts. And we're going to pay particular close attention to what happens in the years projected. Let's assume that George has a need for care for 4 years. The current cost of care is $50,000. And notice we see the values diminishing on their investment accounts to pay for this care. But what is mostly misunderstood by clients is the inflation effect of those care costs. And notice the more significant drop, because in the final year with a 5% inflation, the cost of care is actually $205,000, not the $50,000. To offset the cost of care, George decides to buy a 4-year policy. The annual premium is $3,000. And let's have the benefit equal to the amount of the care, also growing at 5%. And notice now that the investment account is stable, that the client doesn't run out of money, and the cost of care is affordable. To see what the value of these items are, click to the data tables and go from the financial statement to the investment liquidation account. And here on our expense column, we show the value of the care, what those costs are, compared to being offset now by the long-term care insurance. The normal expenses continue on, and the portfolio remains relatively stable and affordable for the client. If the client doesn't buy a 4-year policy, but a 3-year policy, let's say the cost of care now drops to $2,800 per year. And notice in that final year, the first 3 years are covered, the final year they have to privately pay. The client finds that unacceptable. Again, they can buy a 4-year policy, re-input the value of the cost of care, and now again we have a stable investment account. The client doesn't run out of money. We can save our data and solve the problem.